Greetings. We've been talking about externalities, and in the process of talking about externalities, we thought of the general class of negative externalities and the general class of positive externalities, and then we said, benevolent dictator doesn't like this. And before we started to do what I'm going to have to do, and that's show you how much the benevolent dictator doesn't like it, we're going to draw some graphs and figure that out. We also talked a bit about how the real issue here is that for many years, there was a lack of well-defined property rights. Nobody owned the air over your city. Okay, nobody owned the water in that river or that lake, and as a result, firms basically used it. We talked about the idea. We talked also about the real-world example of the Cuyahoga River in Cleveland burning in the middle of the day, and it happened because it had been used as a dumping ground for tons of factories for years. Now, these factories, by the way, didn't do this. The executives who made that decision didn't do it because they liked to watch rivers burn. They didn't do it because they wanted to see dead fish. They did it because competitive pressure required them to get as low a cost as possible. And they still had to clean their place. And so one choice would be to hire a professional cleaning crew to come in and take care of it and to dispose of it in the right manner, which will also cost money. Or they could just say, well, look, let's just build our factory right next to that river. The water's running down. It'll dissipate everything. They didn't really realize the fact that they were going to change the water temperature by pushing that stuff in there. They're going to put oil and petrochemicals in there. It was a mistake. So today, we want to start moving down the road of thinking how we can analyze these and maybe perhaps fix some of the problems. Okay, good. So we're talking about market failure, and today we want to talk about, in this video, we want to talk about positive externalities. So think about our positive externality. Let's start drawing some graphs. Remember what a positive externality is. A positive externality is when your behavior has beneficial effects to other people, but you don't feel that beneficial effect. My little story about Larry's landscaping. The landscaping helps me, and I'm smiling about that. It also helps my neighbors, but I don't get that effect. And the benevolent dictator says, that's right, Larry. And if you did get that effect, you would have made a slightly bigger landscaping effect because you could add, because all those extra increases the size of pies on your neighbor's house. Imagine a situation that looks like this. We'll just draw a market. So we got an axis system, which we've done a lot of times. We got a cap Q here for the market. We got a demand curve for the product. Okay, and we got a supply curve that looks like this. And so I'm going to put supply, demand, and supply. So we have an initial equilibrium that looks like this. I'll put P0, and I'll put Q0. But now let me tell you, suppose there's a positive externality here. Well, first of all, this demand curve represents essentially what we will call as marginal private benefit. Suppose this actual product, whatever it's landscape or something else, also has some social benefit to some people. That means from the point of view of the benevolent dictator, this curve would represent, we'll call this marginal social benefit. I'm going to write it out just so you understand what I mean by that. The marginal social benefit, which has my benefit, because I'm part of society, but also the benefit of other people who are not even buying the product. Some of these people are buying the product. Other people are not buying the product, but they're getting benefit from it anyway. And so what happens here is that the output from the market is there. But the benevolent dictator would say, wait a minute, at this final output, there's a person here, the total value to society, that is the value to those people who are buying it, plus the value to, in my case before, the neighbors, is clear up here. So society's benefit is here, but the market is stopping here. The benevolent dictator says what we should do is go all the way out here, and we'll call this Q social optimum. I should spell that out. Social optimum. The benevolent dictator says, don't stop at Q0 because you're missing the fact that each extra unit you produce, there's going to be a positive gain to the size of the pie. There's going to be people on society who get more than what you actually got. It's true there's some cost here, but those little gap is coming in. So that is really a deadweight loss caused by the existence of that positive externality. Positive externality is good. And during that time, look, lots of these people up here have been enjoying it. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Okay? But it's these people that we're missing. Okay? These people are there when the benevolent dictator is calculating the size of the pie. These people are there. But these people are not there because they don't happen. In this particular case, the positive externality has produced a situation where the market output is less than what the benevolent dictator would like to see. How do we solve this problem? Well, one thing that we can do is we could do things like we could subsidize that product. Like I said, some communities will actually give you sort of extra money back for every $5 you spend on landscaping. We'll give you $1 or whatever. They've got these programs because they're trying to improve communities. Some neighborhoods will do that. They have a neighborhood subdivision thing where they've got a little pot of money and they do that to help people to get this sort of benefit out there. Think about what's going on right now. One of the most robust findings we have when you look at markets is that states that have higher education levels have all sorts of great things going for them. Okay, so if you look at states that have more people who have college degrees, states with more college degrees means less crime, better health, more income. All of these sorts of things are good for the state. Okay, so what happens is when you go to college, you're going to college to benefit who? You. You're going to college to make a better life for yourself. But while you're doing that, you're actually making a better life for everybody in the community. Okay? Because the more people who go to college and graduate, the community itself is going to have better income, better health, lower crime, all of these sorts of things. And that's why we have this subsidized sets of higher education. We have these things called public universities, like the University of Illinois, where our tuition is 1/6 of what it would be if it was a private school. And the idea is that we want to get more people in so we have a better educated population. So we have a better educated population. Everybody will be better because of that.